Hi, gun people. I figured we could go over some tactics watching this Netflix, The Colony. Um, so they're about to enter a building with supposedly they're extremely outnumbered, and they're saying they're going to use their tactics to overcome it. And they have to get to, I thought one flight upstairs, but it seems like they go through many. But let's take a look at some of their tactics and kind of discuss some bad and good. These are Hollywood tactics, obviously, but we might be able to pick up a few things here. So let's take a look at this.
Hola, amigo.
Good distracting technique. They say hi. These two ambush him from over the side. Shooting, not behind cover. She's more behind cover. She's more out in the open. Some people are going to argue whether a car is cover or concealment. Some will say the engine block is cover, but a door is just concealment. This and that. Technically, cover protects you from the bullets. Concealment just hides you. Those are just different tactical things that people will want to argue about. Okay, so there's 5 people going in here. This is called a fatal funnel. Everybody entering at once. Nobody clearing the stairwell. Good way to get your whole team killed right off the bat. Again, kind of not too bad. He opened the door. He kind of steps in the door. They're both in front of the doorway. Again, fatal funnels. You don't want to be in here. You want to enter left or right. Get out of this doorway, because if anybody's inside, they've only got one area to watch. So he goes right. This guy goes straight. I don't know if there's anything to the left or not. Again, they're all staying in this fatal funnel. Now, there's 2 ways to enter a building. There's called deliberate or dynamic. And what they're doing right here is a little what's called deliberate. It's more slow, methodical, not loud. Police, get down, shooting and banging. So they're coming in a little more methodical. Fatal funnels and things, if you're not detected, aren't as critical. But it's still, tactical-wise, you don't want to leave your whole team. There's things, keep your distance. Don't be bunching up. Don't stay together. Keep your interval. You should always have a lot of distance. You don't want a guy shooting wildly into the crowd and taking out a team member, not because he's a good shot, just because he threw a round your way. Whereas if you've got better distance and you're using more cover and concealment and you're spread out, somebody has to make a good shot in order to get one of you. It doesn't have to just shoot in the middle of the crowd. He went from long gun to handgun. Is that a handgun or grenade? I can't tell. Oh no, he went from a long gun to a knife. Now, this guy right here never points his gun at this guy with a gun. He comes around, takes on a long gun with a knife. Not a good move. Most people with any tax heavy would not be taking on a guy with a long gun with a knife. But Ricky wants him to be quiet, and they don't want him to know. Okay, well, to me, this is, again, we're entering another fatal funnel, an archway. Anytime you go through an area to where it makes a choke point, it's a good place for you to ambush other people, but it's also a good place for you to get ambushed. So he screams. Now they might be compromised. Lots of areas to be ambushed. You got upstairs, you got sidewalls, you got several doors. Anybody could be in the seats. This is a very bad place to be, but it's Hollywood, so they haven't written in anybody to ambush them and kill them, because that would mess up the plot. But you're going to see a lot of lasering, cutting back and forth. Some of that happens in actual, I know this is Hollywood, but these people are like looking back here. There's all kind of areas up here that I just showed you that should be being covered, and they're not really covering it. You have 2 guns covering. This guy's covering this way, this way. This guy looks like he's looking this way. You want to keep your gun usually to where you're looking. You don't want to get in the habit of looking away from your gun, because even if you see a threat, your gun's pointed this way. By the time you pull your gun around, you could be shot. So you want to keep your eyes with your gun moving in the same direction, is a general rule of thumb. Again, they all stayed in a line, easy to ambush. If somebody's up top there, if somebody shoots down this hallway that they're walking down, they're all four in a line. Not the greatest tactics. He's separating. They're going this way. He's going this way. Okay. Now they're doing basically a frontal assault. Everybody's got their guns here. Nobody's covering sideways, and I don't see a whole bunch of people looking up. Always look up in buildings, especially if you have second floors and areas you can ambush from. But even in woods and trees and stuff, look up, look up. Don't forget not to look up. Okay, engages a guy. Again, this guy enters in a fatal funnel, but he's kind of in a alleyway. So when this guy comes out, he only has one place to look, straight down this alleyway. He's watching the door. He takes this guy out. It's written in the script. Greatest tactics? Well, I mean, you got to get there somehow. I don't think climbing over the seats would be a better way, but now everybody breaks position. They were going this way and covering the other alleyway. Everybody breaks position now and going for this guy. Again, not tactics, area of responsibility. If this team was responsible for this doorway and this guy by himself, which he shouldn't have been, you had 4 people over here and 1 guy over here, they should have had teams better. But you would have 2 guys watching this and you keep your area of responsibility. This is a good tactic to mess up people that are coming at you. If you get the whole team to focus on this guy, it's a great way for somebody to ambush you on top or through another door. So, again, I'm just kind of discussing different tactics that I see when I watch movies. So this guy was standing in the doorway returning fire a long time, and he had 5 people shooting at one area, and he was still able to stand there and shoot. Would that really happen? Probably not, unless these guys are really, really bad shots. So now he again breaks away, takes another area of responsibility, not sure why. Everyone else is focusing forward. He's going somewhere. Again, maybe they're trying to clear the room. They're trying to get through these doors. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of communication. Now he's taking another alleyway. Nobody was covering this door before. Nobody covered these alleyways before. Now he's going to take another alleyway. Was that good? Well, he separated and got some distance from the other guys. So in some way, that's a little bit good. Technically, you could say, you know what? We're all bunched up together here because you guys all came to me and created a freaking pool. So I'm going to separate myself and get away from you guys because you're a bunch of bullet magnets because you gathered up on me. Maybe he was thinking that, or maybe it was just written in a script. Okay, making room entries and different doors, very good. You divide their attention, you divide their abilities. Again, there's so many areas to cover here for these guys. I mean, if as many people as they're taking on, they probably wouldn't have a chance. But this is a pretty good maneuver because he draws fire in one door and then he's able to come behind and get a guy from another position. That's good. Once you know a guy, that's good as long as you only got one guy defending all these doors. I don't know where all the people are at, but you only got one guy defending 8 doors, and you come in 2 doors, pretty easy to defeat the one guy. Coming through doors after someone else is already there, good, bad, and different. You're assuming that everything behind you is cleared. Normally, you don't want to enter a room behind your own team member after he's in there. You don't want to be shooting people where your team's entering in without some sort of communication that it's clear who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. But okay, again, they're crossing over. Not sure. A big thing I see in a lot of movies that in any actual situation. Now, in this situation, they've got guns and ammo, so they all have rifles. But anytime you can upgrade your armament on the move, it's a good deal. Anybody that goes down, you want to snag their grenades, ammo, guns, whatever they have that you don't have or you can use, you want to try and snag that if you're moving and on a run. Now, in a room clearing, do you want to do that? Not if it's a short mission, you're coming in and getting out, but just in all tactics in almost all movies, it drives me nuts when people will kill people with rifles. They have a pistol, and they continue to fight with a pistol when they could have upgraded to a rifle and they didn't. Always try to upgrade your armament or your weapons. Okay, so these three are going over here. They're covering a hallway pretty good here. He's covering where he's going. They're both covering this way. Nobody's covered. She should technically probably be covering a hallway like this girl is covering that hallway. This girl just switches back and forth. No team. There was no devise. I'm not sure what she's doing or why she broke off on them. Why she went to them and then decided to break off. That probably should be playing and coordinated. That kind of looks like who's ever the technical director. What the hell are you doing? Why did you start with these three and you just split over for no reason? Nobody knows what's going on. And again, it doesn't appear that these two know that they're supposed to be 2 or 3, or they got back up or they don't. Do they know where these other guys are? Okay, she's pointing right at him. Not a good position. You got a silencer on a AR. You're not going to get a whole bunch of silencer. It's going to be a little quieter for the shooter, but because you're shooting supersonic rounds, it's still going to be just as loud when the bullet breaks sound barrier. But if for the shooter, if you have a silencer, it's quiet. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't have a silencer, so she's hearing what everybody else is shooting. Is a silencer really necessary? No, not really, but it looks cool for Hollywood, and it was in the script. So they all come up. This guy covers the stairwell. Good. She's covering the other way. That's good. Gotta look up. Gotta look up. Gotta look up. When they come around here, if somebody would have been here or here, they would have got ambushed and shot down here. Nobody looked up. They walked straight ahead and turned around before they looked up. Not good from a tactical position. Not a good move. Once again, 5 people bunching up on a stairwell. You've created a nice trap point for all of you. If somebody shoots, throws grenades, or does anything, even in your area, they're going to luckily probably hit one of you. So you've almost made it impossible for a bullet to come down this stairwell without hitting one of you. That's not good tactics. Looks cool. Nice V formation. Reverse V, whatever you want to call it. Wedge. They're coming up. She's in the middle. You got 2 on each side. Everything looks cool and good because nobody's shooting back at you and you didn't engage the enemy. Turning their back to uncleared area. I'm not sure about that one. Watch when they come up here and so you have stairwells in front. Nobody's clearing that stairwell. That should be covered. Everybody turns their back on it, and not a good move. Now they're shooting from behind them. That's okay. They engage from the rear. Who's watching their rear now? They've all turned around and started fighting downward, but who's watching their 6? She kind of moves in, starts covering her 6 and moves. Okay. All going up again. Another stairwell, bunching up, 3 in a line. Not on a wall. No place for cover. Not a good way to walk up a stairwell. Entered in 2 different points. Good. He's shooting at them. He comes another way. Worked out good. Why this guy didn't clear this way? Why only one guy's engaging 5 people? They keep winning because only 1 or 2 guys engage 5 of them. Nobody knows who's coming through the room. Another stairwell. I mean, you think they're going up 14 flight stairs. A lot of rooms not being cleared. If somebody got rear security every time they're moving, teams separating a lot, kind of coming together. It looks good in the script, but in an actual situation, it takes a lot of communication. You have to have everybody on the same mission and focal point. Everybody's got to know where they're going and what they're doing and what the goal is. It appears that they all know, but when you look around at some of the things they're moving, Nice, right up the middle of the stairwell. Nobody's really got their gun ready to engage if somebody comes around here. Look at her gun down. You going up a stairwell with your gun down? Not a good move. walking straight in a doorway as soon as you punch it, not necessarily a great move. You want to open it maybe from a position of cover, have somebody bang it, give it a second, see if you're going to take fire. You can clear it by slicing a pie a little bit. But again, if you want to kick it and go through it and do the Hollywood thing, it looked cool because nobody's in there that's going to kill you. But if somebody's in there, you're toast coming through a fatal funnel like that right after you kick the door. Because anybody in that room is going to know you just kicked the door and they're going to be looking at the door. And tactically speaking, if I walk in a room and there's a lot of things hanging that I can't see or people can be behind, and these bags don't go all the way to the floor, I think I'd prone out and look for legs. You can take out a lot of people if you can see legs on the ground. So any one of them could have proned out and cleared the floor, in my book, would have been a pretty good tactical move. They kind of stay forward and assume that nobody's behind these plastic bags because it's not in the script. But when there's a lot of things hanging in a room and you can't clear it, you're just kind of, good way to get ambushed. And she gets shot. So again, we have 3 guys with rifles, and this dude engages with a pistol, and he fires once. You know, this girl's awful lucky right here. But anyway. And we had 2 people that were going to shoot at him, and she's behind them. Now, it looks cool that she came up behind him, and she's a smart woman, and she was cool, and she's the hero because she got behind him and killed the bad guy. But if those 2 would have fired on him, she would be in the line of fire and toast. You don't want people moving around in different directions when you're in the middle of a room or building clearing, because that's how people get hurt with friendly fire.
Okay. Fine.
She went from a rifle to a pistol. Not sure why you would do that. If a rifle is a offensive, a pistol is defensive. I use a pistol when I don't have a rifle. If I'm taking a room or taking ground or moving and covering a building and taking over a building, I'm not going to use a pistol unless I don't have a rifle, I'm out of ammo, my rifle jams, or I'm in a position where I can't get my rifle up. But
better keep it moving.
bad way to set up in front of a door. She gets right in front. If anybody shoots through, she's toast. Kicking a door right in front. Bad move. She's aiming this way, so she can't go in the door because she's going to get shot. And the other one's shooting this way. If she enters the door, she's going to get shot from her 2 people. Well, she kicks the door and stands right in front of it. Gee, who could predict what's going to happen next? Yeah, that worked out. That was a great plan.
Is she?
Okay, I don't know if anybody saw that right there, but when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. Freaking bolt flush. So she's holding it. Now she's covering. There's no bolt. So either there's no bolt because they're shooting blanks or whatever, but from a technical perspective, I'm kind of like, where's the bolt? It's either locked to the rear, she's out of ammo, it jammed, something's wrong, but she's aiming a gun with her finger on the trigger, but the bolt's to the rear. That's not going to work out good if she encounters the enemy.
Is she? Yeah.
We're being overrun.
We've got the target. Get out of there.
She can't be dead. She never told us where her base was. She never told us anything.
We gotta go.
Will, 2 bogeys coming up behind you.
So she tells them there's 2 coming up behind them when she's behind them and could have took them out. That would have been a perfect ambush from the rear. Instead, she tells them she's coming up behind him. I don't know if she knows where he's at or how she knows where he's at or know that they're behind him, but I guess it was written in the script.
Go! Zach, move!
So this is a kind of a little bit of cover and move. When you're moving out of an area, you want one guy shooting while you move, then you shoot while he moves, then he shoots while you move. And that way you can cover each body's retreat. They're not really doing it like they should. He's kind of killed his field of view. He can't engage this guy if he wants to because he's in front of him. He did clear the stairwell. Good move. Came right back around and fired in the door. He didn't know if his buddy was coming or not. Not a good move. So his buddy's running into gunfire. I mean, shit happens in an actual situation that could happen. It's not ideal. But again, when you're heading to doorways and fatal funnels are choke points and you got to get through, that could happen. But not a good thing. Anyway, I just saw a whole bunch of things. I thought it was I was just like, holy shit, man, they screwed that up. Wow, why are they doing that? And I was like, you know what? Let me just snap a quick video of this and we'll talk about tactics for those who know. You guys who are out there may see other things that I missed, may disagree with me. And those who don't know, who just thought this was a pretty good scene, will hopefully see things differently now and have other things to think about. All right? We'll end that there.